So hello fellow Earthlings. This is Earthlings 6455463728. And I wanted to talk about what I was talking about yesterday, which was that I believe that Andrew Schultz's position on Sean King's what he was talking about, that a white Jesus is a symbol of white supremacy. I think that he's wrong. I think that it's a part of this conservative idea, an idea that things can remain the way that they are and we don't have to do anything different. And I think that that is costing people their lives. And sorry, I guess I have to say it. The fact is that it's costing white people their lives, because that seems to be the lives that many conservatives value the most. So it has to be said that that's what's happening. And I guess I'll get into this slowly. A while ago, when I gained a bunch of weight, I knew a guy who was trying to lose weight, trying to be healthy, an older guy, and he was saying that his wife was weighing out his food, and it was working, I guess. And he was doing a lot of new things, different things. He was trying to save money on his truck by putting down the thing at the back to make his truck more aerodynamic so that it would save him money on gas and other things. And like a lot of people tell me when I tell them that I count calories, well, not a lot, but people who have told, they thought, hey, that's too far. I was thinking, oh, that's too much, counting calories. Well, when I finally managed to lose weight, what I can say now is it hurt more that I didn't try counting calories than if I had. It would have been a lot easier, and I probably would have been able to, just reduce the amount of calories that I have every day by a small amount. That would have made it less painful. But I didn't. But now I know better. I can take however long that I need to lose some weight rather than guessing my way there and being in pain from hunger for however many, just basically doing it the wrong way instead of doing it thinking. When this virus first started in China, we saw how the Chinese reacted. We saw how many other people in Asia reacted. And yet we didn't react. Many countries didn't react with the severity that those countries did. And unfortunately, it can be said that part of the reason why we didn't is because, well, yeah, I know Trump is a little bit crazy, but yet I contributed to it. The UK didn't react the same way as these Asian countries. France, Germany, a lot of places didn't react in the same way that these Asian countries did. If we look at the scenario now, we realize that cost many people in Europe, it cost many people in America, it cost people in Brazil, a lot of different places, many lives, because they did not react in the same way that these Asian countries did. Vietnam had no deaths. Everything, or most of the things that happened in the non-Asian countries were because they ignored what the Asian countries were doing. Because we have this idea that, whatever the developed countries that we see, that we know of, whatever they're doing, that's what we should do, because they know what they're doing. The problem is that they didn't know what they were doing. And part of that comes from the idea. The truth is that this isn't a new thing, that the developed countries don't know what they're doing. We confuse wealth all the time. in the media. We confuse good looks for people who know what they're doing. And that isn't true. Those are, different skill sets and manifestations, characteristics. Knowing how to accumulate money is a specific skill in a particular means of doing it. And sometimes you're just lucky. Sometimes you're just the first to the table. So you just grab everything that you want, and that's why you're in a good position. It might not even be that you really know how to make money, but we confuse that with some kind of intelligence. Having power, we confuse that with having some kind of intelligence. Again, could just be that you're first to the table and that you're lucky. I mean, that's the whole thing, that the fact that, Europeans or people of European descent control virtually North and South America. And even if a country is mestizo, let's say, the people at the top are normally of European descent. And that's because their diseases killed out everybody. It's not because they're smarter. And unfortunately, white Jesus represents white Jesus, white God. Is it in the Sistine Chapel where God is touching man's finger? White God, white man, white Jesus, white angels, white saints. All of these things connote a supremacy, that white people basically own the universe in a manner of speaking. And yes, these depictions are not new. It didn't happen because white people, after white people had conquered many parts of the world. It happened perhaps long before that. But it does not help. And it makes me recall, things that people have told me in the past that were stupid. Hey, I've been doing this for however long, and now you're going to tell me I can't do it? Yeah, because it was always stupid, but you have been doing it for a long time. It doesn't make it smart. And that whole idea of being white, of having Jesus, this brownish, and I just recently learned that swarthy means like dark-skinned. I didn't know that before. So let's say this swarthy guy, probably who didn't look very much like a European at all, and he probably would have continued to be stopped at by TSA every single time. This guy, if he had been represented in the way that he looked originally, that might have given some kind of, it might have helped the Jews, basically. If you remember that the person that you pray to every single day, many times a day, is a Jew. If you remember that your books are from the Jewish faith, and you remember that, all of these different aspects come from Judaism, maybe you wouldn't get it into your head that the Jews killed Jesus, this separate entity, and then you decide that you want to kill the Jews because they killed Jesus. And how long have the Jews been suffering as a result of that? Maybe realizing that somebody from a different race was so important to you would allow you to look at Asian people and see that they're intelligent too, and all of their contributions to society and their contributions in saving so many of their own lives, that maybe you can follow what they're doing and save the lives of your own people. And I think that, that's going to change. I think for me, it's something that's going to change, because I'm realizing that, wait, even when you look at that plane, I can't remember the name of it, that the Chinese Aviation Authority blocked in their country, and nobody else did yet. I was like everybody else. Oh, the Americans haven't stopped it from flying? That means it's okay. I wonder what the Chinese are doing. And then slowly it appears that, no, the FAA, the American
flight authority, they didn't know what they were doing. There was a huge problem with this plane, and they were the last people to figure it out. So
it's time for us to, take the scales from our eyes, as they say in the Bible, and realize our unconscious bias that America knows what they're doing. Europeans know what they're doing. The developed world knows what it's doing. The rich countries know what they're doing. And then realize that, hey, they don't. All these Asians all over Asia who have been wearing masks for what seems like decades, and we have been making fun of them and joking about it. That's ridiculous. Maybe they were onto something. Maybe the fact that a society or civilization that has been around, and of course, Asian civilization is varied, it's not just one, but maybe societies that have been around for thousands of years and bow to each other, and they don't rub hands with each other, and they don't hug and kiss each other on the face. Maybe that's a good reason for that, because we're not doing that anymore. Are we going to go back to doing it? Maybe they know, and not everything. There's some stupid things in Chinese medicine, but maybe there is value mixed in there that is something that comes from a result of having survived for that long, that we can look at and realize that the emperor doesn't have any clothes on. I, for one, think that this is something that I have to make and incorporate into my life. The fact that when you're in a room of voices that are talking, half of those voices may be people who know what they're talking about, and half of those voices might be people who have no idea what they're talking about. And the ones that I choose to listen to shouldn't be based on the fact that they are white, from the developed world, or anything like that. And yet, white Jesus, white God, white angels, white everything promotes this idea that Europeans know what they're doing. And as we've seen in many of these countries where thousands upon thousands of people are dead, that's not the case. Anyway, guys, you can wish me luck, LUCSS. You can like or unlike. You can comment, subscribe, and or share. And of course, it's not preferred, but you can do nothing. Peace.